Hi guys, this watch I picked up a couple of weeks ago, and believe it or not, I only paid 99 pence for this watch. It was in quite a bad state. It didn't have a strap with it. But after a good clean up, and I've managed to get the crystal a lot clearer. It was very yellow. It's still got like a tinge of yellow. I'm not sure if it's meant to be like that. I've seen quite a few of these on Google and they all seem to have the same kind of yellow tinge. So it might be that the crystal originally had a kind of a yellow tinge to it. Anyway, using whitening toothpaste and microfiber cloth and some window lean, I've managed to polish it up, and yeah, the result is superb. Now this is an American brand, Westclox, Westclox. This one is called the Wrist Ben. So what they did was make affordable clocks and watches in America, starting back in the 1930s. This one, I believe, is early 1950s, and they're a durable, hard-wearing watch. You know, they're not a high-end watch, but they're a kind of an everyday watch. This was based on the Westclox Big Ben, which was a kind of larger alarm clock, and then they made a Westclox Baby Ben, which was a small alarm clock that you'd like travel with, that type of thing. And then to go alongside that, they made the Wrist Ben. So this is obviously the Wrist Ben, goes on your wrist. So they were starting to make watches at this stage instead of pocket watches. I think they also did pocket watches in the 1930s as well. This was the era when people were coming away from pocket watches and starting to wear watches on their wrists. And the technology was getting better for smaller movements. So it's an American-made watch with an American movement, and I think it says made in the US at the bottom there. I'd have to zoom in because it is very, very small. If you look at the bottom, I'd have to look back at that and see exactly what it says. My eyesight is terrible without reading glasses on. Now I put it on this NATO style strap. It didn't come on a strap at all, and the case has really come up very nice, and it's actually keeping extremely good time. I haven't had to do anything with this whatsoever apart from cosmetically clean and polish it up. It's got a large crown, which is easy to wind. Right, I'll show you the movement. I've taken the strap off, and there's the back plate, and it's got a handy raised bit that you can get a screwdriver under or whatever to pop that back plate off. Sometimes you can just use your fingernail. These older watches, the backs are never usually on that tight compared to some of the later round watches. So let's see if that can just a little click against the spring bar there, which I don't think is a spring bar, by the way. That's another reason I put this strap on, is I didn't want to mess around with these bars because I think they're fixed. So if I break those, well, I could always use a spring bar. I've got loads of spring bars, but it's nice to keep it original. They look like the original bars. So by putting on this style of strap, I can obviously push that through. If I want to put a leather strap on it, I'm going to have to take these bars off and put some more modern spring bars on. So let's have a look at the movement. I'm going to carefully take the back off. And there's the movement ticking away there. As you can see, it's quite a basic looking movement. There's no real high quality Swiss movement inside there, but I'm sure this is a very durable. It's lasted for what, I don't know, 70 years or whatever, and it's still working strong. On top of the balance wheel, there doesn't seem to be a jewel. I'm not an expert in movements. I can't do that much with them at all. But just looking at this, I can't see any jewels. So I'm not quite sure what they've used as a replacement for the jewel. But whatever it is, it's working. And all the screw heads are quite large. So I'd imagine this would be fairly easy for someone to get into this, which I'm not going to do, as it's working perfectly. I'll pop the back on and show you with the strap, put it on my wrist, show you what it looks like. These usually just press on. So before I do that, you can actually lift the whole movement out, which was useful when I cleaned this watch up. I took the whole movement out, it just lifts out. And then I've got the case I can get to, I can clean up the crystal. I've polished up the case as best as I can without going too heavy. It's got a bit of kind of Art Nouveau Deco style shape to it. And this is quite a hard wearing dial. You know, I was able with a cotton bud and some soapy warm water to gently clean that dial off, which I did, which I wouldn't do with a lot of watches because it can remove the letters, the numbers and that type of thing. But this is all on there pretty firmly. Okay, so I'm just taking off my Pagani GMT, which I've been wearing most days at the moment. Absolute superb watch. Put that to one side. And let's see what we got here. So this is on my 6.5-inch wrist. It's obviously a fairly small size watch, being from the 1950s. But it's not tiny, it's got a bit of a chunky feel to it. The width may probably be something like 27 millimeters, but the height, that's more 30. So it's not too bad. I think it looks good on the strap there. It's nice and easy to read. I haven't actually worn this out yet, so whether I'll do that, I'm not quite sure. But it's certainly interesting, so I might do. And it's say it's keeping good time, so it's something I can actually wear for an evening, something like that, out of interest. Something different, which I like to wear my vintage watches every once in a while. That's part of the fun of owning one. Most of the time I will, you know, I'm going to be wearing something like this day to day, but then it's nice to change things up. Put the vintage watch on for a day off or something like that, or an evening out as a bit of a talking point. So there you go, 99 pence from eBay, a couple of quid for a cheap Chinese NATO style strap, a bit of a clean up, and we've got ourselves a nice looking vintage watch which should last many years. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more watch related content. Take care, guys.